Tom Dentith was released in the futuristic year of 2019. That's like practically yesterday. It also had years to perfect its name in comparison to other Spectrum games, and it absolutely slammed the hammer to the skull with this one. The Malignant Gore! I can't think of a more metal name than that. When I was looking for horror games to cover over this spooky period, there were a few classics I wanted to cover, but I also wanted to look a little further afield and introduce another aspect of the channel, RoseTintedSpectrum Future, a series that will be looking at games released well after the Spectrum's lifespan ended. This is the first of those games that I'm going to be reviewing, and I was immediately drawn in by the cover art, loading screen, and overall body horror-esque feel of the final product. And I'm glad to say that as a first venture into the world of modern Spectrum games, this is actually really nice. The gameplay is like a sort of Lemmings controlled via Operation Wolf, but with a revolver, and also then paints a horror theme on top. The idea of the game is that your little idiot of a man is charging around with an absolute death wish, and you've got to save his life by telling him where to go. You do that by shooting signs, because this dude will blindly follow any arrow he comes across. You'll also need to keep your trigger finger ready to take out any of the gross flesh beasts that are in your path, lest you become one of them. Oh, and you also only have 6 bullets per level to do all of this with, all while your man continues charging around. Stressful is not the word. As far as the story goes, there's been a biological containment breach, and you're manning the remote security turret. Our nameless survivor needs to be saved, for he's on a valiant suicide mission to take out the Malignant Gore before it spreads to all life on Earth and consumes everything. Luckily for you, our survivor has turned up with a bunch of temporal spheres that will let him reset time, and for the purpose of this review, I'm just going to call them lives from now on. Now, the first thing that you're going to notice about the Malignant Gore is that it is hard. Most of that difficulty stems from the following things. Point 1, your boy won't stop running. Point 2, you need your brain in gear from second 0.1 because your boy don't wait for no man. Point 3, you better aim quick because point 1, your boy won't stop running. Man alive, is this game tough. Not only do you have a single screen puzzle to solve, but you've also got to do this without having Earth's dumbest survivor run slap bang into a big pile of tentacles. There are times when I've started a level and before I've even scanned the landscape, this big sack of brains has run straight into a fleshy alien wall and killed himself. You're effectively babysitting a Roomba with all of its sensors switched off. Thankfully, pausing the game allows you to at least have some breathing room to scan the level and work out a solution, though the game pause headline tends to block out the middle of the screen, which can be a slight annoyance. Having a plan and trying to execute a plan are totally different kettles of fish guts in this game, however. Moving your crosshairs to align with whatever you're trying to hit is relatively smooth and much more natural than, say, Ghost Hunter's weird, heavy gun motion thing. 90% of the time, you'll be able to land it where it needs to be and pop a bullet straight into it. The other 10% of the time, however, I find that the hitboxes are pretty harsh, especially when shooting the dangly tentacles, and there were the odd times when I was cursing the game over myself. That all being said, however, the game is a rush when you get things right. Scooching your crosshairs across the map and nailing each signpost and bad guy in swift succession has it so that you barely even need to look at your suicidal friend to make sure he's on the right track. And the ability to hit R to use up one of your lives instead of having it automatically push you back to the start gives you a bit more time to consider where you made a wrong move. The game therefore becomes a little bit of a marathon. On my first game I hit level 3. On my third game I was hitting around level 10. By my 5th game, even further than that. And with each level I repeated, I was getting a decent idea on what the perfect solution to each level could be. And you really do need a perfect solution to some of these levels. With only 6 bullets to spare, you're going to need to put that brain into action pretty damn fast if you want to make sure you get through any given scenario. What the game ends up becoming, however, is a really good test of memory under pressure, combined with a level of skill that requires quick and steady reflexes. The game has a great art style that really pushes that sci-fi body horror trope, a punishing difficulty curve that does reward good thinking and good skill, and a fairly unique game idea to boot. Just bear in mind that if your gaming skills are a little rusty, you're going to end up Cronenberged faster than Jeff Goldblum. As with any of these modern games I play from now on, I'll be leaving a link to the game in the description where you can give it a download and try it out for yourself. Honestly though, next time we're going to need to pick a better saviour for humanity. This one is broken.